Ackhiii.
So Shadeborough's responded. Shadeborough has put out a statement. A whole load of nothing. I'm just letting you know. We're going to go through this. I'm not going to read it word for word because you know the reading's a bit techie and it just gets all nuts, bro. You lot don't want me to read that 6-page nothing. But I'm going to just get into bits and bobs. I will get into the first line, the first page and go from there. So anyone don't know what's happened if you're here, and I know this Shadeborough thing has been going crazy online. Like it's tapped into the American algorithms. But the Shadeborough is like the shade room. But the Shadeborough, no one, well, you know, you got the industry, the UK industry ring. Them people, they know who's who. You got the blog pages, they know who the Shadeborough is, but normal people don't know who the Shadeborough. And why it's crazy as well, yeah, when you really want to check it, yeah. The Shadeborough, yeah, over the years, bro, see the stuff that they post. Like, I think this is actually a W for UK culture as the growth of UK culture. Because I'll be honest with you, the Shadeborough is called the Shadeborough. So post shade, it's no problem. But don't post spiteful, crazy madness, like bottom of the barrel. Like, and do you know what? You see influencers, like anyone that had a following, bro, we was getting attacked, bro. They was attacking us, bro. Like putting up personal information, everything. Anyway, we're gonna get into this. You get me? And let me flip my screen just so you know who Will and Helena is. You get me? Because the world's gonna know who Will and Helena is. Just so now they're very mindful of how they run their business. You get me? So this is Will and this is Helena. And Will and Helena is located in Gillingham. I can say that freely because it's public information, it's online. You get me? And Will and Helena walks the poodle in the park for an hour every morning. Will and Helena, yeah? I can say it. And Will and Helena, they drive a green Mercedes, yeah? I can say these things because, you know, when you're paparazzi or you're doing all these things, Ackhiii, like you're a private investigator, you can do all these things, and get me? Because there's no harm, there's no threats. We're just saying who Will and Helena is. So now they need to be extra mindful of how they run their page respectfully. You get me? Respectfully, because they are not
internet ready.
I gave you 48 hours. To be honest, look, I want to be honest with you, yeah? I knew you wasn't going to say sorry and you wasn't going to apologize to all of these people. But I know in your head, yeah, you should have just said sorry. You get me? I don't think I would have still done the same thing. You get me? But I still gave you 48 hours. You get me? I would have thought about it. If you said sorry, you put out a public apology, man spoke behind closed doors. You get me? You said sorry to the people I told you to say sorry to. Man could have been like, you know, carry on doing your thing. Like the Shadeborough is developing to a better space, but you lot wanted to be like you wanted to move like you was
internet ready.
Like I just flipped the screen and you're just like, and now you're putting up these statements. Just get into this. You get me? It just didn't make sense. You get me? Residents, let's address the elephant in the room. And then obviously this is listen, guys. See this page? This is the only page I'm reading. Respectfully, the only page. But anyway, we're aware of recent online posts sharing personal details about the Shadeborough's founders, as well as the circulation of a private image of information unrelated to our work or the platform. We're talking about everything's online. Yeah, personal details is online. It's not our fault, and I have never posted your personal details, even though your personal details just getting posted in the comments. You get me? Obviously, there's people that hate you that's just putting out your personal details. I'm sure online, Gillingham is the location. Gillingham is your location and it's online. You get me? Understand that. You get me? So, but now you know how it feels, because when you've posted, yeah, my child and my child's mother on your page, bro, just on some real disgusting hater shit, you now know that how you now know how this feels. You now know how this feels, and how it feels that your picture is plastered all over the net. William, you now know how this feels, and Helena, you now know how it feels. Do you understand? And let me break something down before I get into this. Yeah, do you know my past battles or my past problems. You know that I come from a rough background, right? Do you know that on the streets, that just say it as raw as possible? Do you know that people get shot in their face on the streets? Do you know that people lose their life on the streets? Do you know that weird people will do things to children? Do you know that, yeah? So did you think, yeah, that posting my images and giving a way in for people that don't like me to know who my family is, do you think that was a good idea? Do you know that I go through them? I have to go through that battle every single day of where I've come from and listen to certain things and go through that battle, and I have to deal with certain things behind the scenes. Did you know that? Do you know that? You don't know that. That's man's world, and we keep that separate from this world. But do you know that? So the fact that you have the cheek here to go online and post my family pictures online, yeah, and then you have a fucking cheek to talk about, flipping private images, information unrelated to work on the platform. What do you feel threatened now? Is that, do you feel like, maybe our kids are at risk? Do you think that I would ever, bro, go on my platform, see your children and post your children and Helena? Do you think I would do that as a person? I would never do that. I would never do that. So understand that, and the fact, yeah, that you're even saying it the way how you're saying it, and you have the cheek, yeah, to say, the Shadeborough is proudly black owned and has remained consistent in the mission and impact for the past 9 years. Like, cool. You're black owned. Cool. No, look, see my thing here with the Shadeborough. I know the Shadeborough adds to the culture, yeah, and I know there can be crazy good debates, but see, when you're making separations, yeah, and crazy separations, you use people like ZZ Mills, you use people like Lim May, you use all these weirdos, and you keep on pushing these narratives, or you don't push a fair narrative, yeah, it creates divide, and you don't understand the impact of the divide you actually create in our culture. Because you know what? And I'm gonna make a video. I've got a lot to say about ZZ in this next video. I've got a lot to say. So in 3 hours, I will see you in the ZZ videos, because she's got a lot to say about me. So I've got a lot to say. But do you know the crazy divide that you create? Bro, men hate ZZ Mills. Why does men hate ZZ Mills? Like, it's sad to even hear that. Like, do you know how much messages that I get? Like, why? How is that? Because of the narratives you lot push. Not only that, do you know how much influencers, yeah? Know how much influencers, like influencers, they're the Shadeborough has posted me, and the way how they've posted me and that. Go on, you see the difference between me and you, yeah? If something happens, I'm gonna talk on it, I'm gonna share my opinion, whether you like it or you don't agree with it or you do agree with it, period. I'm not gonna go to the bottom of the barrel, yeah, and look at your child or look for something and just throw it up. That is crazy. That's crazy anyway. You're talking about flipping accessible, your details is accessible on Company House and LinkedIn. You get me? Yeah, it is accessible on Company House. And obviously, now you've opened up a can of worms, because your business has grown, but your taxes are all over the place. I'm all having people message me talking about they flipping reported you to HMRC. That there's even a bigger problem and a bigger can of worms that you now need to face, because probably the whole world's watching this. So there were probably people in HMRC that may know off the Shadeborough or don't like you lot, might be looking into you lot right now. That's something that you have to deal with. You get me? But anyway, we understand your LinkedIn's in, and obviously maybe there wasn't a bounce, or there wasn't someone like me to come and out the UK industry ring and show what wickedness that you lot control the media and how it is, how you lot how we consume media. Maybe that is the point, that man hasn't really looked into it and it wouldn't have no crazy effects. But now it's got a crazy effect because the impact has been so crazy. There's millions and millions of views on TikTok of you lot's faces. Even one of my videos got 1.5 million just from your face. So this creates a safer space, because Helena and Will, trust me, you are dealing with serious people when you're putting their information up. You don't even know the effects that it does, and you don't know what happens to the people them or the road niggas. When you're putting up people like Digga D, and you saw previously, yeah, Digga D was in jail. You saw previously that men got sentenced to 116 years for planning to assassinate Digga D. Like, You get me? So when you're putting up his stuff and all of that and this and crazy stuff, yeah, you don't even know the effects afterwards what that is doing. You don't know it. You don't know it. So it's good because now you see all the bad men that know what you look like now. Now you need to be mindful because the same threats that we're under could be the exact same thing to you lot. And then you lot will be like, raw, and you lot are actually civilians. So how we have to maneuver with our family, you probably have to maneuver with your family as well. So welcome to our world, Helena and Will. And that's just me keeping it a buck. You get me? But yeah, we understand your LinkedIns and everything's online. We understand, you get me? Now you've come out the woodworks. You get me? This was new. It says new, by the way. This has just been built. This has just been built. And so has your Instagrams. And that's the thing. So has your Instagrams. And that's the thing. And I understand you're trying to make your business now more of a business. You're trying to switch it up and fix it up. No problem. But anyway, you've messaged, you're sending the message talking about the Shadeborough and the community and not anyone's individual, and you report on storylines and, do you know what I mean, etc., 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 and that you're mindful of the stuff that you post. But I'll be honest with you, this for one it's AI. You get me? Should have just been written out properly, and you actually wrote a whole load of nothing. You wrote a whole load of nothing, and I want to really send this message to you lot because I'm not even gonna keep on trolling you. I'm gonna let you lot live your life because I know, but I knew what was gonna happen with the Shadeborough, and I promise you, this is a history moment in our culture, in UK black culture. This is history moment. Do you know why? There's a history. It's history because you will never ever post crazy stuff ever again about anyone. How about that? I promise you that you will never post because you know why? We know who you are. You see, most people, a lot of people will talk behind the camera or they will talk behind a voiceover and no one knows who they are. So the energy that they have here is no one knows who they don't know that. We don't know that identity. You get me? But you see, now we know who you are. Like, we know who you are. This is really serious. And the fact that you haven't even apologized, how dare you? Not even just about me. Like, I mentioned multiple artists. Look at Octavian. Look at Steph London. Do you know how much artists like Digga D, Young Philly? Like, look at all these artists and personalities. Like, if you go down and you kind of look at the fuckeries that these people was doing, yeah, you will realize, like, yeah, these lot, like they had some crazy agenda. Like, they were spiteful. And maybe it's like, I don't know who's more evil. Because you lot are actually evil. You get me? You created a mad divide, the narratives that was on there, and it all started with Gets. Now the problem, this is what people get confused. Everyone wants to write, yeah, about the situation, yeah, and Gets the situation we know is crazy. Gets his collateral damage now. The fact that these industry people tried to cover it up and tried to paint the little narrative that they did, do things fairly. Understand with Posty, that's your brethren, you get me? So I understand. Your brethren, you're going to do whatever you're going to do to damage control. You should know, Posty, that the internet is the internet. You can never get away with anything on the internet. It will always resurface. So you just kind of got called out for, that's just what you got called out, but you had to do what you got to do. No problem. Cool. No problem, Posty. Shadeborough, post impartial content. If someone's got a view, post it. If another person's got a view that don't go with the view that you just posted, post it. It opens up room for debate. I have my own opinion, so I will say what my opinion is and I will just say it straight. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, and keep it like that. You see, when you start doing narratives and you have these little weirdos, Esther or ZZ Mills or Lin May, these weirdos, and they come and start saying these things and drumming it in, usually consumer just starts to keep on seeing these people and their views on things, you get me, and whatnot. Bro, the fucking girl, yeah, ZZ, went online and started basically saying it's men's fault about that fake grape case about Victoria Everest. Like, how on earth, what are they thinking? Do you know how on earth? And you look, what was you even thinking to having a LinkedIn? Now, I'll promise you, the scene is shooken up. You know why the scene is shooken up? Because no one's safe out here. Because none of you lot are my brethren. I'm not part of the UK industry. I'm against the UK industry because you lot are gatekeepers. And if you lot keep on gatekeeping, I'm just gonna call it out. And guess what? You see power and influence. You can write whoever's influential person in that gets written up in any magazine, bro. No one hasn't been more influential than me in 2025. How about that? How about that? Block me now on your Instagram. You'll see me in 2 minutes if you scroll on TikTok. So don't tell me about influence, bro. You get me? I don't want these awards. I don't want to be invited to nowhere, bro. I just want things playing for the better good of UK culture, period. Like for the better good of growth of our little cousins, our children. You get me? So there's more opportunity because right now we actually have a scene and it's hard. Like everyone's just alone. Anyway, I'm gonna play this. Big shout out to Kane.
Recently, Bouncer released a video revealing the owners of Shadeborough. Now Shadeborough have responded and confirmed they're black-owned and about the community. As an audience, we need to question our ethnic ethics because we gave the Shadeborough social media influence. But what is the black-owned organisation doing with that cultural influence? Take Jamaica, the Caribbean, and Hurricane Melissa. They posted the photos of the devastation. They posted American tourists complaining in the middle of the storm. They even posted the UK government aid pledges just so that people would comment, that's not enough money or that's the least they can do. But ask yourself, what's the least?
Check that quickly before we even listen. They even posted, I want you to see this. And this is the exact same thing what they done about Digga D. Exact same thing. Exact same thing what they done with Digga D. Couple hours
ago. What Hurricane Melissa's done to Jamaica.
And you know what? When he's giving 10K, do you know what people in the comments said? Only 10K. I read in the comments. So Kane hit the nail on the head. What I hear, he hit the nail on the head, literally.
Shadeborough could do. Not one donation drive, not one community initiative, not one community repost, just rage baiting for engagement. All while real black-owned organizations, smaller pages with fewer followers are out here doing the actual work. Look at The Voice newspaper, a real cultural institution. Their influence goes beyond social media. They have drop-off locations across the country, volunteers working tirelessly, shipments already on their way to the Caribbean. That's impact. That's action. They have structural influence capable of real support and real life influence and change. To the audience, follow our cultural institution, The Voice, and in turn, support their relief efforts.
That is crazy, man. That is actually crazy. And guys, go and follow Kane. Bro, he's really, really good. Really, really, really good. Make sure you drop him a follow, man, especially when it comes to history. And he's paved his own way and he's doing amazing things. But that's what I'm going to finish this on, man. I'm going to finish it on. Obviously, I despise you lot, man. Just over the years, you actually popped down my stuff, my businesses. You popped down. You was part of the +44. It was you lot, the ZZ Mills, that whole podcast space, that whole attack. You lot got me out of it, and now I'm here. I'm here. I'm here. You get me? And about to see you lot doing anything mad, I'm gonna talk about it. I'm gonna talk about it. If you don't do anything mad, I'm not gonna talk about it. Do I go to your page to see certain posts? I do go to your page to see certain pages. That lady who you lot let off and that was working there trying to do positive things, I'm definitely going to work with her. I'm going to work on a few things. I'm going to see what we can do in our culture, community. Starting a fresh page from scratch is crazy, to be honest. But if it's for the greater good in terms of like something that we can be doing certain campaigns, community campaigns, then so be it. Do you know what I mean? So be it. I'll attach it to my platform. You get me? But I'm just going to say to you guys one thing, yeah? Now you're going to be mindful of every stuff you post respectfully, bro, because there's a way, there's just like what happened to myself or what happened to a lot of us, a lot of the street guys as well. You don't know the effects, yeah, that it can have, and people's families can be at risk. And now when you do the exact same thing, you can understand that your family can be at risk as well. And you can think that deep down. And that's the realest thing I'm going to tell you. So now, seriously, be mindful for the stuff that you post. And I know the Shadeborough is going to be doing things for the greater good of our culture. Post your shade. Post EastEnders Ackhiii.
Ackhiii.
Post EastEnders Ackhiii. Post, everyone loves a bit of tea, Ackhiii. Everyone loves a bit of tea. You're going to get tea on my page. Everyone loves it, Ackhiii. But respectfully, don't be scumbags, bro, because you lot have done a lot of scumbag stuff over the years. Period. Anyway, make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Get me? Make sure you're
Internet ready.
click the link back. Look, guys, I still got What We Doing Here. I got Ackhiii. I'm gonna get these together, man. 'Cause I know everyone's asked me about the t-shirt, so this week, click the link in bio and order your caps. Also, musicians, the 23rd of November, Sunday, I am in London doing a music seminar. Now we've got flipping heads of PRS and label A&Rs and marketing teams all in one room. £30 a ticket. I'm gonna give you step by step what you need. This is the only seminar that I'm doing. So I want you lot to understand my last seminar that I'm doing. So if you're a musician, click the link in bio and sign up, get your tickets as soon as possible for it sells out. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Peace.